in the truck. We're headed on another errand. Well, today we are going to go pick up some parts for the Corvette. As you guys have already seen, I believe you will have already seen the 15-inch conversion on the back of the car, you know, the brakes, the knuckles, and all that stuff. You also have seen the racing wheels that we got from Jegs. You know, we got those Jegs 15-inch SSR Spike, or Spike SSR, I don't remember the name of it. Those wheels, as well as the conversion we got on those done. And, well, we need some tires for those. So, today we're going to head up to Concord, North Carolina, which is, actually we'll be right behind the Speedway, so we'll be back there. And we're going to head up to a local LS tuner named Heinz Racing. Now, Heinz Racing has been tuning cars for a real long time. We've done a lot of LS cars, and I've actually featured one of their, he built a Z01. Jeff is the operator of the, owner of the company. Jeff built a Z01 that I highly took cues from, and I featured it both in the Streetcar Takeover video back in Charlotte, as well as the just test and tune. He had to be test and tuning while I was there with the, I think I was in the SS. Yeah, that's the car I would have been in. And so, you know, I took some cues from his car and the car that they were tuning. And anyway, I saw on Facebook Marketplace that he had a set of 28 by 10.5 drag slicks for sale from Mickey Thompson. I was like, okay, send him a message, see you know, what the tread life was like, how many passes that were on it, and also what kind of sidewall was on the tire. And it's gonna be 28 by 10.5 by 15 stiff sidewall, and that's exactly what I was looking for. And he had them for sale on Marketplace for $100. I'd be like, you know what? Sold. I'll come get them tomorrow. So today we're headed over there. We're gonna go get those tires. And the retail on those tires each is roughly $220 a wheel, something like that. About $200 to $220 a wheel. So you're looking well over $400 for a set of tires. And you know, I kind of want to get a test set of tires, if that makes sense. You know, I didn't want to make the huge expense of going to go buy new tires and testing them out. And hey, for a set that, from what he said they only have like 5 passes on them. I'm like, hell, that's perfect. You know, I'll go buy used tires all day long. And these are strictly for racing only. These aren't for driving on the street, as they are a full slick. And for $100, I mean, go get some race tires for the Corvette. So let's head up to Heinz Racing and get these tires. Alright guys, we're back home, and as you guys can see, the Mickey Thompson drag slicks are behind me. And I just wanted to show you guys, these are the ET drags. They're right here. And they are a 28 by 10.5 by 15S. The S standing for a stiff sidewall. And so I finally converting the Corvette over to drag slicks. People have been telling me for years, you know, go to drag slick because the radial will pop through your end. And with the more power that we've recently added with the pulley, the fuel system, the intake, and all that, you know, I'm like probably on the border edge of stuff starting to break, and I really don't want to break. So if this will provide just that little bit of cushion of not breaking anything, that'd be great. So you guys have already seen the 15-inch brake conversion. You already saw the wheel and the conversion we did with the beadlocks on them, and now you see the tires. So it's finally time to put all of those projects together into one package and get this car rolling down the road. Yes, the car is on the ground, but you know what I mean. You know, finally get this thing into its race trim and with the race package that we're going to be going with in the next year. So with that being said, we should be ready to install these tires on the wheels finally. We just need to get one more thing, and that is a set of valve stems. And that way, you know, we could fill the tire up when we get the bead and everything past it and fill the tires back up with air. Now, I will not be installing a set of TPMS sensors in these, just due to the fact I don't think the TPMS would play well with the ride height and all that stupid stuff. So I may end up just putting them into one of those little PVC pipes and filling that up to 30 PSI so that I can, you know, race the car and have all the modes and everything. But I think we're just going to use the traditional valve stem on here and go from there. So let's go ahead and get the tires and wheels, everything out, and get started on the install. But to start that off, we actually have to install a tire valve stem. And to do this, what you need to do is get your valve stem installer tool. I just picked these up locally at the parts store, and secure your valve stem into your tool. That way you can pull it up and through the wheel. Now, so we have the valve stem. I'll try to put this in focus. Now we have the valve stem on the fishing line, as they call it. And what we need to do now is actually lubricate this. This is just some soapy water. Put some on the top and bottom. And what we need to do is just pull this up and install it. Almost there. Alright, you guys just heard that click. That is the valve stem sealed against the wheel. So now that we have the valve stem installed, what we can do is actually go ahead and install the tire. Now, I've already done this job on the driver's side. This is going to be the passenger side. I think the passenger side. I guess it doesn't really matter. What I learned was I tried to stick the wheel through the drag slick without, you know, with soapy water stuff, but I just couldn't get the tire or over this bead, you know, over this big bead down here. However, what I did was I took the other bead lock off and the tire went on so much easier. So we're gonna do that today for you guys. All right, so here is the 28 by 10.5 drag slick. There's our wheel. We're just gonna spray the surface down, some warm soapy water, well, room temperature soapy water. Then we're gonna spray the inside bead that we want to go over the wheel. And this, like I said, this is just some dish soap, some water, and I filled it up in the sink. So, all right, valve steps installed. Wheel and tire are both lubricated. And this went on pretty simple with the other wheel. Let's just hope this one goes on too. Ha! There you go, guys. It's pretty simple, actually. All right, we have the other bead sitting where it should be. This is, it's pretty close. All right, I think we're good here. And there you go. Once again, it just kind of goes. And now what we need to do is install the bead lock onto this inner bead. Alright guys, we have the bead lock started. Took a little bit to get this wheel fully aligned, if that makes sense. I was having a lot of issue getting the bead to sit properly within the wheel lock. And what we're going to need here is a 5/16 12 point for the MacFab Beadlocks. Guys, I tried to find a socket in a Craftsman because I have learned that the Cobalt brand is basically going out of business. What do I mean by that? It's like, I've bought several Cobalt tools in the past, and now I've had to return them, and I can't, or exchange them for a new one because they don't make them anymore. They have switched everything out for Craftsman. This tool, I spent an hour at Lowe's trying to find. So, just a fair warning if you guys end up going with these MacFab Beadlocks. So, but basically what I'm doing now is just hand tightening all these. I basically kind of tightened all four corners like a crisscross pattern. And what I'm doing now is just trying to get the beadlock started. And you do not want to use any power tools on this. Hell, I think even using a socket and a ratchet might even be a bit extreme, just for the initial setup. So that is the initial setup on here, and But what we're gonna do now is just simply tighten these down and go from there. So what I'm gonna do is do a crisscross pattern. So here's the tire valve stem, start that end, start this end, and just work our way counterclockwise or clockwise around. So a lot of fastening, and we will catch up when I have the beadlock fully seated against the tire and the wheel. All right, guys, I have fully seated the beadlock against the wheel, and basically what we're gonna do now is torque the wheel to the beadlock. And what we do is you torque these to 20 foot-pounds. Alright guys, the beadlock is fully secure, and now what we need to do is try to push down on this wheel and fill it up with some air. Now to complete the install, I've set the tire on the jack stand. That way I have full access around it. I can push down when I try to fill it with air. But before we can do that, we have to install the valve stem pressure valve, and once I get the teeth lined up, we can get this thing seated. All right, should be good there. Now all I gotta do is fill this with air using our air compressor. Alright guys, there you go. We have both wheels and tires installed. The beadlocks are fully seated. Everything is tightened down to 20 foot-pounds. The last thing I gotta do is install the valve stem cover. Alright guys, and there you go. We have both of the 28 by 10.5 drag slicks installed on the Jegs SSR spike wheels with the MacFab Beadlocks. And one last reminder, those beadlocks torque down to 20 foot-pounds. Make sure you go in a circular pattern, like, crisscross pattern. And you guys should be good to go with the beadlocks and have everything set up. Now, you guys aren't supposed to exceed more than 25 or 35 PSI on these things. But I think you're going to have to go above that, just due to the fact that you need to seat that inner edge of the wheel against the inner bead, that goes against the car. So you may need to exceed that a bit, but just fair warning. So we should be good here. Now I would put these on the car, but the car is in pieces, it's on the lift, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to take the rear suspension apart to adjust the ride height so that these tall tires will fit in the car. So with that being a future project, that's gonna mean it's gonna be a future video. And if you guys wanna check that out, make sure you guys hit that subscription button as well as the bell notification. That way you guys know when I upload new content as well as when those new videos upload. And if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you guys want to help support the channel, click all the links down below, and make sure you go check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Thanks guys, have a great one.